my gosh, I think we created the problem. Because 12 credits was defined by federal financial aid as full-time, and all this, and just over the years, that's what you should take. I think that the kind of pushback we got, I think we got particularly a lot from community college, that our students cannot handle 15 credits. I think our response to that is that we want you to start at 15. We want you to tell the students that 15 is where you start, because what we know, new student orientation, some of them were saying, start at 12, and that, that's how you plan your schedule around 12. So we wanted to be able to say, okay, let's at least say we start at 15 and then you adjust as necessary. And certainly the other message, our objective was to promote on-time graduation. So our key message was to enroll 15 credits per semester to graduate on time, and our secondary message was we want you to complete 30 credits in a year. But we actually toyed around with the idea of using 30, and then we just decided it would be too confusing. Our key audiences were external and as well as internal. Okay, so we speak to our internal audiences all the time, but we were purposeful in wanting to get the message out to the general public, to students also via that vehicle, as well as parents. And then, as you know, like all of you here today, that's exactly what our intent was, to also communicate with our internal audiences. Our rationale were all the things that you have already heard. Our four-year campus does have that, you pay up to 12 credits, and then after that, you don't pay anymore. Our community colleges has not changed to that. You pay for every credit. Their credits are about $100 per credit for the community colleges. So we had to come up with a communication strategy, and I'm an academic. I don't know anything about communication strategies or media, and I must say, having a communications professional involved in this was just so key and so enlightening. We also use our own campuses. Every campus has a communication team person, and we work through them to say, hey, here we have our videos, here we have some materials. We would like to engage you in using this in however way you use it on your own campus. We also talked with our K-12. In Hawaii, we also have one K-12 system, so we work through, it makes it a little bit easier for communication. And then we developed the development of the video, the website, the brochure, etc., those kinds of things. Our media strategy, as you can see here, is that went to the TVs and the radios and print, and I told this story last night that on the radio station that I listened to going to and from work, I never heard our radio campaign, and the only place I happened to hear it was when I was at the gym. So I figured, right, they know about what age demographics and what they listen to, and certainly I wasn't it. But it's very interesting. I thought, gosh, I never hear this. I wonder why. Television, I think the message we heard about the television, the way the request for proposal was written was you basically had to give us a bunch of free PSAs as part of the package, and we got, I think, a really good deal in terms of actually what we paid, and then how much actual dollar amount of time we got. I think as you know, media is expensive. We paid, in our first run of the campaign, it cost us about $150,000. We did that all internally. So it was pretty an expensive proposition. Since then, the video that you saw with the students was, we took the video that was developed commercially, and we inserted student stories, because that's always, that resonates better with students. But I just can't underscore how much we gained by having a communication specialist work with us, and then the notion about how much it costs. Our future is that we're going to actually work with our P20, who is raising money to do a big campaign, and we're going to actually we're going to have to develop our own new video, but we're going to combine with them, and they're going to take care of the actual advertising costs. So this brochure is what we developed and we pass out in new student orientations. You have a copy of that in your material. We also have a landing page that we can refer people to, so that there's always some place to go. And then this slide just represents the different media outlets that we were able to have publicity with. So the other thing I learned is that, we actually paid someone who went out to generate people to say, come and interview, so we can be interviewed. So I was interviewed in the Hawaii Public Radio, and the person called me up and said, okay, can you come on this day and this day? I said, okay. And I said, well, now, who are you? She said, oh, you hired me to go out and get more publicity. It was just fascinating to me. And I thought we got excellent media coverage from, print, TV, and even radio. I mean, it was just so eye-opening, but, it's costly. So of course, we don't have students. The work is all done on the campuses. We were very fortunate that I think campuses were doing all kinds of things that I think were supportive of the taking the 15 credits per semester. Our do it in 2 and do it in 4 strategy were our campus-based strategies to complete your associate degree in 2 years and the 4 years. So here's some of our results. So this is UH Mano, our flagship campus. So you can see fall 09 to fall 11 was our baseline year. So they went up from 30% to 55% last fall. I mean, we were ecstatic. Our preliminary data for this fall, we are not at census yet. So the IR director says, you be sure you tell them it's preliminary data. Is that we're at 6. So we're very pleased with that, and certainly we know UH Manoa has very much been pushing more on-time graduation and taking 15 credits. The next slide is UH Hilo, which is a comprehensive campus on the Big Island. They have about, I think, 4,000 students. So they also increased from 35% to about 47%. Our preliminary data on them is that at about 45% for this fall. UH West Oahu has about 1,500 students. This is a campus that's been an upper division campus for 30 years. They went 4 years, and they actually moved into a new physical campus fall of 12. So they have been growing in their enrollments. And so you can see this big 15% to 41%. Part of it is that in fall 12 they moved into the new campus. And our preliminary data for this fall is that they're at 45%. The community colleges, they also had a jump. Remember, they only had about almost 7% taking 15 credits or more. We went up to 11%. So I think when I first looked at it, I said, oh, that's not a really big jump. But if you look at the proportion that was taking 15, this is actually quite a huge jump. This fall, it looks like it's about 13.6%. Overall, from fall 11 to fall 12, overall, this is everybody. We had a 14.7% increase in students taking 15 or more credits. And then these are our academic success measures that our outcome measures that I showed you the series, parallel series beforehand. So our ends are much smaller because we only have 1 semester data. For our 4-year campuses, the average GPA, so again, the yellow bars are a little bit higher, which is good, except down here. This is the lowest level of academic preparation. Next slide. Our community colleges, they continue to show actually, bigger differences. Credit completion, in general, higher on the yellows. And we have an N of, for those taking greater than 15 credits, about 1,400 students. That's 4-year campuses, and in our 2-year campuses, again, a much more dramatic difference. Persistence to spring, pretty high. for everyone. Those who are taking 15 or more credits, a little bit higher, again, except for this very lowest level. That's four-year campuses and community colleges, again, same trend, bigger differences. Again, the lowest level, not too many, but they only have 642 in this group. So we think another semester's data will hopefully show will be a little more robust. So we did a survey last fall about why didn't I take 15 credits for those students who take 12 to 14. And so our largest percentage were about a quarter of them said they didn't ever intend to take 15 or more. Another quarter said their personal schedule didn't allow it. 15% desired courses not available, and then 13% said cost or financial resources, which I don't quite understand since they don't pay for well, I guess this is combined everybody. So the next slide is, what did we learn? Well, we think we use data really well to leverage our campaign and enhance our messages. The use of public relations professionals. We targeted the students, the parents and the students using public announcements, and we used the video and brochures in our new student orientations. I think, again, there are always things we can do better. We need to coordinate better with our campus initiatives. I think advisors have been a challenging group. I think, again, the four-year advisors generally tend to be more on board with this. There's always concern that students can't handle the load for lots of different reasons. So again, our response back is, this is for, we want you to start at 15 is what they should take. And then naturally there are good reasons why it should be reduced based upon the student's personal, whatever's going on in their own life. Raising awareness of faculty, the response that college should be a time to explore. So when we start directing them too concretely that they lose that opportunity. We were invited to the flagship campus, the student affairs committee of their faculty senate, and we gave them a little presentation. We talked about it. I think we were a little surprised to learn that, like, one faculty said, I go around every semester and ask students how many courses they take, and most of them say they take 4. And then when we told the person that 4 courses tended to mean they took 12 credits, the person said, really? And they can't graduate in 4 years? I mean, so some of it I think is the lack of knowledge, or even where the focus of the faculty is often in their discipline, not necessarily on, well, maybe I should get them. We should be concerned about getting them through faster. I think creating a sense of urgency, I think that's a challenge for all of us as we try to move forward on this agenda. We're looking at ways to institutionalize 15. As you said, our data analysis continues. We're looking at our financial aid policy. I'm kind of jealous. I heard we passed a law here where you're tying in your financial aid to completion of 30 credits in a year. We're trying to focus on some of our scholarships that we award, our institutional aid, and tying them to completion of 30 credits in a year. Redefining full-time from 12 to 15. We're not sure about that because we think there's a ton of unintended consequences on that, which we haven't been able to clearly identify. Update and continue our campaign. So we ran the same videos for this fall, in preparation for this fall. We think we probably need to redo them for our next fall. The one new thing we have is bookstore promo. So first, you need to hear that it's a drawing, because when they told the story last night, they thought, wow. But we have, for all freshman students, this fall, complete 30 credits by May 30th of next year. They will be entered in a drawing for a semester of free textbooks. So we have 19 total awards based upon how large your freshman class is. So the smallest campus, which has probably about 400 freshmen, they'll get 1. And then the big campus, Manoa, will have 4. So that's a pretty sizable award for the students. I just want to end with one more. Let's see, am I ending? What's my next? Oh yes, and the one story I'd like to tell is that one of our smaller community